Third Eye Blind, semi-charmed kind of life. Good afternoon, it's Ron Badia, live to air on CJFB-FM Bolton. Can we talk? I'm very pleased and proud to present to you right now, live to air in the studio, ThisHouse.ca's proprietor, Mr. Arsen Gulesserian, Remax broker extraordinaire. Our phone lines are open, 905-951-2899. You can also email questions at info@radiocaledon.com. Today we're going to be talking about real estate. Arsen, welcome.
Pleasure to be here, Ron.
It is an honor and a privilege to have you in here. Your website, ThisHouse.ca, is an incredibly rich, resource-filled information source for anybody that's thinking of buying a house, selling a house, listing a house, and even so, even if they're not planning to enter into the market at this point, there's an incredible amount of information to help them make the decision when they are ready.
I took the extra time to create a website that will help everyone who is interested in buying and selling property.
That's the way to go. And the way technology is unfolding and evolving as time goes on, a lot of the information that today's person in the marketplace would be seeking out would be found typically on the web. And ThisHouse.ca, I got to give kudos to you, a very, very beautiful website.
Thank you very much.
Now, there's so much information we want to go through. We got about an hour, and hopefully we can touch upon some of them, if not all of it. The first question I want to ask you is, how would you, based on your years of experience and your expertise, how would you describe the real estate marketplace today in the GTA and our surrounding immediate vicinity?
The last several weeks, the market has changed slightly. We're still in an incredible seller's market. What's happening throughout the GTA and surrounding area is that the inventory has increased. I would say about 2 months ago there was lack of inventory, and because there was a lack of inventory, buyers were desperate to buy a property. Truthfully, anything that had a door pretty much sold at that time. But right now, buyers have a lot of options, and that's the most beautiful thing. So it's slowly shifting from a seller's market to more of a balanced market as the inventory increases. The interest rates are still low, the market is incredibly hot, but buyers have a little bit more choices, and the multiple offers are starting to decrease less and less throughout the various pockets on that. So which is really good for a buyer. Like before, you know, when you were looking at buying a property, expect to go into multiple offer situation almost 90% of the time. Now that is about 5% of the time throughout the various pockets throughout the GTA.
I'm so glad you brought up the topic of multiple offers. For our listeners that aren't familiar with that particular phrase and term, what exactly is a multiple offer? I've heard talk about it. What is it simply?
Basically, it's a competing offer where more than one buyer wants to buy that specific property. And in a situation like that for example, if the seller is asking for $400,000, in a competing offer, buyers will generally go over asking price on that. And so basically, if someone really loves a property, they'll pay over asking price to get that property. And in today's market, and now it's been the situation throughout most of the GTA over the last 3-4 months.
So multiple offers have been pretty commonplace over the last couple of months, but as the market is changing, as we get deeper into the summer, it's becoming less and less of a phenomenon. Another question I wanted to ask you, and I've heard a lot of discussion about this, how is the HST going to impact the market based on your experience?
Well, you know what, it's a little bit unknown from a lot of people from a buying and selling perspective, but the HST is going to affect brand new homes only on that. But it will affect resale homes in the sense that when a seller puts a property on the market and it sells, the commission for the realtor that's in play is applied with HST. In the past it was just GST on that. And also a couple of other things with legal fees. Instead of GST, there's HST on the services. So it does affect it in a small amount, but I don't think it's going to affect it in a large scale. Historically, I mean, as far as July comes, the market usually slows down. It's a time of the year that most people go on holidays, and the market usually slows down until, from my professional experience, around August 15th to 20th, it picks up again on that. So HST is just another adjustment. Unfortunately, we as Canadians, we seem to accept higher taxes as it comes on. We complain for a little bit, and later on we just accept it as part of life. So I think after 2-3 weeks after July 1st, people will adjust their lifestyle and accommodate HST on everything that they buy in Ontario.
You're listening to Bolton Can We Talk? I'm your host Ron Badia on CJFB-FM, live in the studio. the proprietor of thishouse.ca, Mr. Arsen Gulesserian, registered broker with Remax. His website, thishouse.ca. Our phone lines are open, 905-951-2899, as well as email, if you'd like to email in a question, if you're a little shy to go on the air. You can reach us at info@radiocaledon.com.